Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Turn Me Up June. Today I just want to talk about a couple of things with like certain dolls. Uh Everybody wants to say Avid is um industry standard. And I'm gonna go off the record right on the record right here saying I would say that I'm a professional around my area. I never went to school for any of this, but I've recorded multiple tracks, about over 10,000 tracks. Some which was on the radio, and some that's out. I mean, I've recorded plenty, but I don't use any outboard gear. I don't use any a lot of things that a big industries use. Uh Me starting off what I've been doing, which I've been doing for a long time, I just never needed it and I never wanted to invest in it. If anything, I've always invested in the box. I've always recorded in the box, so that's just how I record. Uh, and there's nothing wrong with that. From what I've seen over the years in quality of music and stuff, it is not the gear, it is literally the person behind the boards. Um, so with that said, with that being the foundation of this conversation, I do not like using Pro Tools. I prefer to use Studio One. And once again, you're coming from somebody that's recorded in FL Studios for years and then jumping in and then recording on this. So I don't have the same mindset as the average engineer. I only have the mindset of I would say the home studio engineer that's been recording. I worked 9 to 5 jobs, but I've literally put out so much content of music. Is I just never necessarily thought that I needed any of that stuff. And when I listen to a lot of industry, big studio music, I have music that compares right with them. So I just don't. I never understood that. To me, I mean, as like your average, your average home studio, you know. Like I said, I've turned this into a business. I record every single day. Uh, I mean, I have a Newman TLM 103 that I have. I also have this NT1A Rode mic. I have a Shure uh SM27 that I have right here. Uh, I have other mics, um, but I don't have any outboard gear. I mean, the biggest outboard gear I have is a DBX. That's literally all I have in I have an ID14 for interface. I use Windows, so I don't even use Apple. I use Windows. I don't even like Apple, even though I have an Apple iPhone, but I don't use the Apple products. Baby girl, no. So with all that said, I just never know. I never needed to expand my horizon, not as of yet, but I am looking to expand and get more deeper into that stuff. But for what I record hip hop and R&B. I mean, I don't record bands and stuff like that, so I never really needed that. But only thing I pretty much needed ever was a CPU party and power. So as long as I had a great computer that had a good CPU, which mine's is running at 26%. Uh, and I got quite a few plugins, I guess, throughout, the tracks that I have. But and some of them they're turned on, but I'm just only using, this one right now. But still, I haven't really had no problem with latency issues and everything like that. And for me, I like I said, I record everything in the box. So as long as I guess you just know how to record and know how to mix properly, you can actually get a good sound. I mean, you got people like Rod Wave, and I mean they've recorded hits in the house. that's actually been on the radio that y'all didn't even realize. It wasn't in no big studio. Uh, the average ear doesn't even listen for that. I feel like a lot of the stuff that's in these big studios is really for show. It's for show. Uh, of course, I do understand. You want to be able to crank your microphone up the same way. The way I would explain it, like with this microphone right here. If you're inside a car and you just listening to the factory radio, that's one thing. It sounds good. There's nothing wrong with it. But the moment you put a amp behind it, and then you crank it up, it's like you got way more power to that microphone to give it a better quality, a clearer signal. That's the same way, I guess, with microphones also. You have something that can amp it up and give it a crispier sound, and then from there, it'll go into your DAW, and then you can put all the processing on your vocals and give it a better sound. But all of that stuff now can be handled inside the box, even if you don't have any amps outside of your computer. You know what I'm saying? You can literally put plugins on your input chain, especially on Studio One. You can put plugins on your input chain and give it the sound and everything that you're looking for before it even hits your mixer track. So there's no need unless you're having CPU issues. If you're having CPU issues, then I understand and you'll need other things to help. But with Windows, like I said, I use Windows. I'm using i5, uh, and I think it's overclocked also. But I got lots of RAM. I got lots of processing power. So I never really had a issue. Now, when I was using a laptop or whatever like that, older one like a dual processors or something like that, then yeah, or a four, it was a little harder. Hey, stop. I'm in here with my family, so I'm gonna be fussing at my kids or my dog and everything like that. But it's all good. I like I said, I do this because I love to do it, and regardless if it's professional as everybody else's, I don't care about that. I mean, I get my bills paid with this, so it's cool. I'm not tripping over that. But what I'm saying is the Avid, when I want to talk about with Avid, there's just so much stuff you can do with Studio One and other DAWs that, like, if I want to doggone move my my EQ, let's say I got a compressor and an EQ on my mixer tracks, and I don't like how I'd rather put the compressor, slide it up and then put the EQ after. I want to just be able to drag and drop, just boom, 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 and so many other DAWs just allow me to just kind of just shift it and move it up and move this one down. Uh, I can select all of these. I could take like this one. I don't know if you can see it, but I could take all of these and then I could just uh add a bus, for it or whatever like that. I know it looks. I don't know if I can. Is it the same one here? Yeah, add bus channel. Okay, so it's the same one. Okay, on the mixer board it shows a little better, but I think it's the same thing. But boom, it made it. Yeah, it made it right here. So I'm gonna undo that. Yeah, but by just click them and just saying add bus, boom, it's there. Uh, and I don't have to go through and go all the way up to tracks and find the track, and it's like the routing thing is complicated for me when it comes to Pro Tools. I don't understand. It's so much stuff that you got to do extra that a lot of these DAWs allow me to be able to do better. I just don't see the purpose. Just like I say, all these outboard gears and stuff like that. I just don't see the purpose. If I seen the purpose for them, I would invest more into them. But I mean, as long me working within the box, which that's what I like to do, and I think me going forward in my career in this, I just want to invest in doing everything in the box. Uh, I don't even when I get a bigger building than what I have. I don't want a bunch of outboard gear. I want to invest more, because you got to think about the home studio, the average person that's out here. I ain't talking about even the people that got thousands of dollars to spend. I'm talking about the average person that has dolls that they're starting off with, that want to learn and they want to do a good job with it. You can do it with the computer that you have. I've been doing it for years with the computer I have, and even though I have a, a $2,000 computer down here, 2,500 something like that, but it's a gaming computer, but it's a Windows, and I have 64 gigs of RAM on this month. Like with Apple or whatever like that, they want you to pay so much money, for all kind of different things, and it's like a money grabber. But you can literally, as long as you can do anything in the box, I don't see what the problem is. And I think the way forward, the movement forward with all these new engineers and stuff, they're doing it that way. And I think that we need to focus, as at least for me, I want to focus on surrounding myself with newer things and the new way, because I never took the routine way, the I guess the school way of doing things. I've always heard things by ear, and I've always just kind of, even when I was learning piano, I never took a course, and but I learned notes and how to make chords and stuff like that, and which like I said, I'm not even no great piano player, but for me it wouldn't be hard for me to learn them like that. I can play like little songs and stuff like that because I kind of, like I said, I heard it by ear, and I was able to do that. Just like even if somebody sings, I can kind of hear the pitch, and I know you're out of key. I know it. I know, and I don't know how to read notes. So, but am I a musician? Yeah. Like I said, I've recorded over 10,000 songs. I got a plaque for the hardest working producer in my city. So um, I've been grinding, and I've recorded a lot of artists here. So I don't see no problem with just using what you got. Using what you have. Baby girl, you gotta use the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Oh. But and take that off of that heater. I don't see the problem using anything that you have. If you have a laptop, use it. If you have a desktop, use it. You got if you have outboard gear, use that. But there's nothing stopping you. If everything that was destroyed, if all of your equipment was destroyed today and all you had was a laptop and plugins, could you get the sound that you need for a professional track until you buy the new stuff back? Could you possibly do that? And if so, what was the point of it in the first place? Why did you really feel like you needed to invest in thousands and thousands of dollars if all you were stuck with was what you had? If you were locked up and if you was in prison and they gave you a laptop and a microphone and everything, and you ain't had no way of getting any type of outboard gear, all you have is the microphone and that computer. Um, and let's just say you have plugins, because you can pretty much download stuff like that, But but let's say you had access to that. Can you make that sound possible? Can you make a hit in prison and not have and could it sound just as good? Yes, yes, most definitely, yes, you can. You can make all of that possible with just what you have. But you have, like I said, there's other little steps that you take, but once you got the hang of that, it's nothing. And that's why I think we need to be looking forward to in this future, because these computers are very, very strong nowadays. I know back in the days, the reason why they needed all that stuff is because, the processing power for the computer couldn't handle anything. The moment you gonna put in a plug in, and it would have skip and lag and drag and buffer and all that stuff, and you would have had hell. But now you can, shoot, I got so many plugins plugged in on this thing. Like I said, you can go down the list or whatever, and a lot of the stuff is on my buses, but but if you just look on the end or whatever, it's plugins on all of this stuff, and I don't have it running right now. But if I was to turn them on, I would have no problem I would have no problem at all if I turned all of this stuff on. I could just turn them all on. But and like I said, just look at this. Like if I don't like my SSL and I wanted to drag it up, I could do that with at least with Studio One. I don't know if you could do that with Pro Tools. I mean, I've tried it plenty of times and I couldn't do it, and it's just a pain in my behind. I can't stand it. But I mean, I could turn all this stuff on and still don't have no problem running. So why did I need $3,000 whatever? And even though, like I said, I got a like I said, my microphone in there, it cost me $1,200. They even have microphones today in the market that cost us like 100 or something, $200. And I've seen engineers make that work and sound great. It's like sound just as good as the Newman. And I know somebody that has a better Newman than me. Mine's cost $1,200. My homeboy, his cost, I think $3,000. He had the big brother of that. I forgot. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the big brother, and ours match. If not, like I said, I have tracks in here that's is better, and yeah, he has good he has great music. So and he went to school for it. He went to school. A lot of people I know went to school and they still come and they're like, hey June, how did you get that how did you get that effect on there, or how did you get that? How you get the voice to stand over the beat like that? I mean, I'm thinking y'all went to school for this. They teach you routing and all of this stuff, but you know what? I don't care how much schooling you go to. You're not gonna be able. Like you have to have experience. You have to have experience. You can have as much schooling as possible, and you can learn all the new equipment and everything. But it's not. It does. It's not going to change if you don't know how to use it. It's like it's not going to change. If somebody that's in their bedroom could make a better song than people that went to school for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever years to do that. So I would just encourage everybody to don't look at the next person. Do not look at the next person as what he has that's going to better his sound. Worry about what you have. If all you have is stock plugins, just stock. If all you have is stock plugins, you master them stock plugins till you can't master them anymore, and you get the best sound and quality sound that you can possibly get with just the stock plugins. Don't worry about somebody having all the wave bundles and all the fab filters and all the Onterius has great auto tune, but Waves got a great Waves tune. Waves tune, man, is an amazing sound. But then there's other auto tunes. There's so many of them. Learn what you got, use what you got, and learn it. That's all you got to do. And like I said, man, nothing. All I'm sure there's thousands of engineers that they got degrees and everything, and I will match a song with yours any day. If you pull out a song and I send you a song, I'll match one with you, and I know it's gonna hit just as hard as yours. It doesn't matter, and I know a couple of people that can do the same thing, and they working with less than I got. So I do not sweat that. I don't sweat it. Cause when I go to the DJs and whatever, and they out there and they bumping the music and they play songs in the club, and then they pull out a song from a doggone home studio, and they can't tell the difference between the industry song and the song that was just playing. If they can't tell the difference, then so what with the doggone next engineer? Like, well, he didn't use the Apollo. Man, shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you have an Apollo. You can have anything. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how to use it? Can you get them levels to hit? You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You're like, so what? Like I wouldn't worry about the next man. Don't worry about the next man and his professional opinion about it, because rules are meant to be broken. I mean, Beethoven, when it came to symphonies and whatever, like, 13 symphonies, like the way he did it, like he went outside the box. He didn't follow the rules. He did more than what he wanted to do. He just did what he wanted, and he became the greatest composer of all times. You know, you know, Tupac. You know, he doubled up his vocals or whatever like that. It was kind of like, why would you double them? Like, because I want to. That's what I want to do. And then that became the sound for him. You know, Jada Kiss does the double vocals, stuff like that. You know, and you got the baby, and I would say even Lil Baby, they got their voice. They try to brighten up those high ends of their vocals. They really put that shine on the top end of their vocals, and it's like really, really bright, and it really sounds good. But you know, people would say, "Oh, that's kind of crazy. Why would you?" Because that's what he wanted. You know, I mean, I don't care if it's a siren. If it's a siren outside and it's loud as heck, you know, if you blend it in good, if you know how to mix and you blend it with the beat, it'll sound good. So even if you have a very, very bright vocal and it sounds so bright, it's like almost like why you need it so bright? If you know how to mix it down in the beat, then what's the problem? Let them do it. Let them do it. I mean, if you wanna smash and just make it real bass heavy, you know, if you wanna just take it. I mean, let me find which one is it. Let me see. If I want to just put just nothing but bass in there, and I want to take the lows, and that's how I want the. If I want my voice to sound just like this, then so what? So what? It sounds crazy. Yeah. Maybe that's the next sound. Yeah. What? The door stuck. Stuck. Okay. Well, where's it stuck on? He's stuck on the mirror. Oh, okay. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what the sound is that the artist is looking for. If that's what he want to sound like, let him sound like that. Because nothing like being outside the box is more creative than staying the same and everybody sounds exactly the same. There's no way that things can be changed, and there's no way that nobody can be creative if all they doing is just following the same rules. Following the same rules. Stop following rules, y'all. Stop following rules. Do your own thing and mix it well. That's all you gotta do. I mean, practice on. Try to make a whole song with just using ad libs. Let's just see how that sounds. Or try making take all the plugins off. Take every single one of your plugins off, and I'm gonna tell you who has a great sound. And y'all listen to him, and he's one of the hottest artists out here, J. Cole. If you listen to his mixes, he don't even have no compression. You don't have really no EQ. It's like it's almost dry. It's almost a dry signal sound. But yeah, he makes the engineer mixes it in with the vocals, and it sounds amazing. And it's like you didn't even pay attention to that. But go back and listen to it now. Go back and pull up a J. Cole song, and then pull up a Megan Thee Stallion song and listen to them. Megan Thee Stallion songs got lots of compression, lots of bright air into it or whatever like that, and sitting on top of the beat. Everything's just punchy. And then you listen to J. Cole and how his vocals are very tucked in the beat, and you hear more instruments going on, and he just kind of lets the instruments kind of flow to his music, and it's a whole different mix. But yet they're both mastered. But if you listen to them side by side now, you'll probably think that Megan Thee Stallion's vocals are her mix is actually, you would think that her mix is mastered more or better, but it's not. It's the way we perceive it's how we perceive the sound. So you perceived Megan Thee Stallion's because hers just sounded louder. But how can Megan Thee Stallion's mix be mastered and J. Cole's mix is mastered, but yet Megan Thee Stallion song sounds louder and brighter? Why is that? Because it's perception. And that's the reason why you have different genres of music, is because this is more driven with bass. This is more driven with vocals. This is more driven with guitars. It depends on the genre of music, and it depends on what you're going for. But that doesn't mean none of them are mastered. All of them are mastered. But it's the sound that you're looking for. So you can trick yourself into thinking that you don't have the right sound, and you actually do. It just hasn't became popular yet. It just wasn't the popular sound, you know? So yeah, just just do your thing. Just with that said, do your thing. Make your sound. Make it more. Make your sound popular. Because if your sound becomes popular, then people will start trying to get that sound on theirs. They'll be like, dang, well, his vocals, man, it sound like I almost couldn't even hear him on the vocals. You know, I heard that beat, but I love the way it sound. You know, hey, make me sound like that. Like, make my voice like real low in the beat, like how so and so had his. You like the engineer, like, huh? Like, you want it low? Yeah, because that's how that's how the next artist, the new artist, that's how he had. You know, that's how he had it, and that sound became popular. So now you want to copy his sound. You know, so sound is very subjective and it changes all the time. So don't never worry about the next man's sound. Just make sure that it's clean. Make sure that it sounds. Make sure it's rocking. Make sure the people are rocking with it. If the people are rocking with it, then it's right, man. I mean, like I said, it's always good to have reference tracks. So if whatever sound that you're looking for, reference it with a different reference track, and just if it sounds, you know, compared to the one that you're trying to reference, if they sound sonically correct and they sound pretty good, I mean, go with that, you know. But at the end of the day, if you get it copyrighted and it's already approved and you got all your stuff, you know, mixed and mastered and stuff with it, and it goes in the radio or goes to somebody and becomes a hit. What's a song? I remember a song. I couldn't believe that it blew. And I didn't want to really say it, but like, okay, I got hoes calling, motherfucking dog. That shit right there. If you listen, they did that in a room. They did not do that in a professional studio. I don't care what nobody tell you. It was not in a professional studio. But the shit is rocking. You know what I'm saying? That shit was hitting in the club. What made that any better? It was the vibe. It was the spirit in that doggone song that had everybody rocking to it. It didn't matter. It just did not matter if it was recorded in a big studio. But I know for a fact that wasn't recorded in a big studio. I know for a fact it wasn't. I can hear it. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter if I say, dang, well, he shouldn't. No, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a hit song. It doesn't matter. So, like, just stop comparing yourself to these doggone industries and what they want you to think that you need. And all. It don't matter. If you using Studio One, use it. The industry standard for Pro Tools is dead. It doesn't count for nothing. I don't use it. I have it. I don't like it. I like Studio One. I like FL Studios. Shoot, I even like Reaper. So it's so many more different options now. You don't even need it. So there's no point in it. So my whole thing for you to take out for this today is don't worry about the next artist. Don't worry about the next engineer trying to tell you how to do things. Do things yourself. Just learn how to accurately get them to sound. Just as long as the levels is matching to a standard. That's probably the most important thing. Just try to get your levels to have because there is a standard sound that's I would say on the radio, you know. So as long as your output, your master is, as long as your masters are at a level that meets the qualifications when it comes to the standard mastering, then everything else doesn't matter. Y'all, this your boy Turn Me Up June. Stop my dog biting my toes. Y'all have a great day, man. Keep, love each other. Shut up. Love each other. Love your dogs. Love your animals. Love your pets. Love the people. Be inspired by others. And enjoy each other's company. Treat others as you want to be treated. You know? And peace and love, y'all. Turn Me Up June.